Hey, it's Ethan here at eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Kuat Piston SR single bike rack and how it fits on a 2023 Chevrolet Silverado 2500. We have ours on the bed ladder rack. In our case, we see it on roof racks sometimes, but we see it on a lot of ladder racks too. So if you're interested in using it in this way, we'll show you how it works. The Piston is a single bike platform style bike rack capable of supporting one bike up to 67 pounds and held primarily with this dual wheel mount design. So there's no frame contact. As you can see, we have our carbon frame bike on in our case, and I'm not going to be worried about any damages it's going to take while it's traveling because there's no contact to the frame of the bike. One of the main things that sets the Piston apart is how these arms actually lever out using the built-in pistons. So you can see there's this large button here on either side with the Kashima coated struts that allow the arms to slide out. I will say that even from the ground and the ladder rack at its lowest position, the bike is still up pretty high. So if you want to set it up so that you can get into the bed, you can. We have it set as far over as we can in our case. So I'll try to hold on to the frame of the bike and begin the process by loosening up this arm. Slide it back a little bit, loosen up the other arm, and then I can take the bike and lower it down. With our bike out of the way, we can talk a little bit more about the features of the rack itself. Starting with the cradles, or the tray rather. There aren't really cradles, it's kind of just one tray, but it is able to support a wheelbase of up to 53 inches and a tire width of up to 5 inches straight away, which is really nice. You can see a little bit more about these hoops here. There are adjustable clamps on the side to adjust many different tire sizes. And you'll hear that ratcheting system now. To take it down, you're going to want to lock it in place once it's all the way down, just using this clip on the other side, because if something accidentally bumps this or something while you're driving, it won't engage the piston. But if you want to ratchet it down, you do have to let it go all the way back out and then ratchet it back down again. Before we ratchet this other arm down, I did want to point out this integrated cable lock at the end of the tray. It'll slide out, you can fit it around, and it'll connect to this lock core right here. Obviously this hoop won't be down once your bike is in there and locked. It'll have to be up to hold the tire, but that's where you would connect it. Just slide it back in, ratchet it back down. We can talk a little bit more about how this fits on our crossbar system. So the clamps honestly aren't my favorite. They're kind of cumbersome to install. There are 2 bolts that you have to fit up and under and get the clamps on that way. The nice thing is that they'll work with pretty much any shaped crossbar. The bad thing is you do have to fit a pretty small Allen key in there and tighten them up without the bolts actually connecting to anything on the top, so you'll have to hold them in place while you do it. And I've definitely seen a lot of clamps that are a little bit more user-friendly. One of the main benefits of using the rack in this way, because look at how much space we still have available on our ladder rack. You can get roof boxes, baskets up here, kayak or 2, maybe a couple more bike racks if that's something that you're interested in. Really, the options are limitless. One thing I will say is that obviously you could tell that the bike was a little high up still. So if you wanted to turn it inside so that you have the bed to be able to use to get up here and get the bike off to make it a little bit easier, you can do that. But you're going to lose a little bit of that accessibility and a little bit of the space in the crossbars. Overall, this is a really solid bike rack option for you if you want something that looks really nice, doesn't take up a ton of space, and doesn't make any frame contact. I will say that for ease of installation, I don't love the clamp system, and as far as the mounts themselves go, it can be a little bit tricky to get the leverage that you need to get them to fold down. But overall, like I mentioned, it does look really nice. I think it'll perform really well. This is just a look at the Kuat Piston SR and how it fits on our 2023 Chevrolet Silverado 2500.